Hi everyone, my name's Dr. Amy Green, and I'll be your professor for the next 16 weeks of this course. For those of you who were registered for this class last Friday, you should have received an email from me with a copy of the course orientation and the syllabus through your Cougar Web email. If you weren't registered and you happen to register over the weekend, I'll show you where you can access those files through LoudCloud. But no matter what, it's essential to your success in this course that you very carefully read both of those documents so that you know what to expect in this class. All of that being said, the purpose of this tutorial is to help you better understand how to navigate LoudCloud. LoudCloud is a learning management system. It's just like Blackboard or Moodle or D2L, which are all used by colleges and universities all over the country to facilitate online learning. The primary difference between this course and any other course you've probably taken at eCollin College is that it's designed around a competency-based learning model. This is my second semester teaching a CBL course at eCollin, but my doctorate degree is in learning technologies, so it's something that I've studied for years. So now let's take a look at the course specifically. You can access LoudCloud by going to collin.loudcloudsystems.com, or there's also a link provided in Cougar Web for you. You will log in using your Cougar Web username and password, just like you would for LoudCloud. So I'm going to log in here with my fake student account. And when you get to the main screen in LoudCloud, you'll actually only see Speech 1311. There's also a Principles of Management course that's being taught through LoudCloud this semester, but I don't believe any of you are enrolled in both courses, so you should only see the Intro to Speech Comm. So you'll go ahead and click on that link, and that will take you to the course dashboard. You'll see a lot of tabs across the top up here, but most importantly, I'm going to show you under the course tab the resources that you're going to need to use. So when you click into the course, the very first thing you want to do is click into the course outline. This course outline is going to bring you to a list of all of the content areas of the course. Right now you only see 2 of them. There are actually 3 units in the course, and you'll be able to better understand the format of the course when you look through this introduction course orientation which I sent you. But you can't see the other 2 units yet because they aren't available. They won't be available until you complete Unit 1. So like I said, there are 2 very important files. The first one is this welcome introduction, and the second one is the syllabus. These are the 2 files that I sent last Friday through email if you were registered for the course. If you weren't registered or you didn't receive that email for some reason, please make sure that you very carefully look through both of these. The introduction and orientation gives you a little background information about what competency-based learning is, and it gives you an overview of what you're going to learn in each of the units. And the syllabus includes all of the course policies and the grading information and a suggested course calendar. This course can be completed at your own pace. You can finish the entire class in 4 weeks if you'd like to. You can take the entire 16 weeks, it's up to you. But the key to any online class is good time management. And so it's very, very important that you set up a schedule for yourself and you stick to that schedule. I promise you that if there's 3 weeks left in the semester and you haven't even started the class, it's very unlikely that you're actually going to be able to successfully complete it. One of the nice features of LoudCloud is that you can actually use a lot of different tools. There's a highlighting feature, so you can go through and highlight different things. If there's something that you don't understand, you can highlight it and then click I don't get this, and I can respond to it. You can also download the file. It's a PDF file. All of the files in this class will be PDF format, so you're going to need Adobe Reader, which is a free download from Adobe if you just type in Adobe Reader in Google, but most computers have Adobe Reader standard. The next thing you want to complete is this Smarter Measure. Smarter Measure is a really useful tool that is provided by eCollin College. It evaluates important skills that are critical to the success of students in online courses, and it will actually give you feedback about your areas of strength and weakness. So it will evaluate you on time management, it will evaluate you on technical skills, typing, all of those types of things. And it will tell you areas where you excel and areas that you might have some challenges. Just because you score low in an area, though, doesn't mean that you're going to do bad in the class or that you shouldn't take the class. It just brings that area to your attention so that you can focus on improving it or know ahead of time that this is going to be a challenging area for you. So make sure that you complete that smarter measure and submit your final report through this assignment. LoudCloud technical support is who you will contact whenever you have a problem with this system. So there's a 1-800 number and there's also an email address. Because this system is separate from Blackboard, it's something completely different. The technical support phone numbers that are provided by eCollin College won't work. So you can call them, but they're just going to refer you to LoudCloud. So whenever you have a problem with an assignment, if you have a problem with something not showing up, if you are confused about how to do something, this is the support desk for LoudCloud that you'll need to use. I also included some frequently asked questions and basic netiquette for online classes. These are important for you to look over so that you have a clear understanding of my expectations for your behavior in this class, and most importantly, how to do well in the class, because let's face it, most of you just want to get an A, and I want to give you an A. So all of these files are very important for your understanding of how this course works so that you can set yourself up for success. The last thing in the Start Here folder that I want to talk about are the LoudCloud video tutorials. These are links that were provided by LoudCloud, their YouTube videos, to talk about how you can view your progress in the course, how to send a message to me, how to turn in an assignment, how to post to the discussion forum, and those are just basic course navigation tutorials for your use. The next thing I want to talk about is Unit 1. After you've gone through and you've read through all of these files and you've completed the Smarter Measure assessment, the next thing you're going to do is click into Unit 1 and you're going to take the pre-Unit 1 competency benchmark. One of the key features of competency-based learning is that it recognizes that you all as students come into the classroom with a wide variety of existing skills and experiences. And so what we want to do in CBL courses is identify where you have areas of strength, where you have areas of proficiency, and where you have areas of weakness and deficiency, so that as you go through the learning modules, you can focus on improving the areas of weakness and polishing the areas of strength. So the very first thing you're going to do in the class is complete this pre-unit competency benchmark. You will do this before you do anything else, before you read the first chapter, before you look through the PowerPoints, before you do anything. I don't want you to read. I don't want you to look over any of the course content. I want this pre-unit competency to be based on your experience and your experience only. So you're going to watch a video and then you're going to reflect on what you think about that video, and you're going to follow these 4 prompts in your reflection. So you're going to write an essay. It needs to be 750 words, which is approximately 2 pages double-spaced. But if you're using any word program, you can. There's always a tool that will count the words for you. You do have to have a minimum of 750 words in order for this to count for points, and it is worth 30 points in the course. So you will watch this video and you will reflect on the video and talk about your own experiences and what you think about the video, whether you like it, whether you agree with it, whether you disagree with it. And then you will submit that 750 word minimum reflection. It can be more than 750 words, but the minimum is 750. Once you have submitted the assignment, then all of the other topics within Unit 1 will unlock. So you can see if I click on Unit 1, everything is locked down. You won't have access to any of the information until you complete that benchmark. Once you've completed the benchmark, I will go through and grade it, and I will give you feedback on areas where you are strong, like let's say for instance you have great critical thinking skills, or areas that you are weak. So maybe you didn't do a very good job really talking about the communication aspect of the content. Then you'll have an opportunity to go through each of these topics. Each topic has a quiz, a chapter quiz, and a discussion form associated with it. So you'll need to complete the quiz and the discussion for each of these 5 topics. Once you've done that and submitted all of those things, the post-unit competency benchmark will open. As you can see, it's locked down right now because I, as a fake student, haven't done any of my work yet. So again, you can do all of these in a matter of days. You can do them in a matter of weeks. I suggest that you tackle one topic, which is associated with one chapter in the textbook per week. If you want to do it quicker than that, you can. If you want to do it slower than that, you can. There might be some topics that you're really interested in and really familiar with, and you can fly through those, and others that need more of your attention. The next thing that I want to talk to you about is how to connect in this class. You can send me emails, but most importantly, you should use the class wall. The class wall is kind of like the announcement section in Blackboard. It's also the social media function of LoudCloud. So you can see here I already posted a message to all of you with the course ID for my communication lab, which we're going to talk about here in just a second. You can post on here, you can like my posts, you can reply to my posts, you can reply to each other's. All you have to do is post a comment. But you should always check when you log into the system, the course wall, to look for information from me or your classmates. Usually what will happen is, I've already clicked on this and so it's not showing up right now, but usually there'll be a orange number next to anything you haven't viewed yet. Like for example here, there are 4 notifications to this fake student, and if I click on this, then that number 4 will go away. Last but not least, you all need to create a profile. So if you click on your name, it'll actually say your name instead of fake student. I need you to post your picture. Your photo of yourself is relatively small, and so I believe that if it is 160 by 160 pixels, that will be, it will meet the file size limit of LoudCloud. So if you try and post a 1500 by 1500 picture of yourself, it's not going to work. You're going to need to resize it down so that it's just your face so we can see you. I also want you to include information about yourself in the About Me section. Everything else you do not have to include, but you can. It's optional. If you have a web page that you want us to look at, if you have work experience, if you have education, please do not put any personal information about yourself like your address or phone number. It's very important in today's society that you protect your identity. And even though we're in a closed system and only students from this class can access the course, it's important that you not share your personal information. It's just a safety issue under Title IX, and if I do see that you've posted your phone number or your address here, I'll ask you to remove it, because that's not information I want you to share with me or your classmates. So what you will get graded on is posting your picture and your About Me section. Anything else that you include is completely optional. The last thing that I want to take you to and show you is my communication lab. There are 2 things that you're going to need to register for my communication lab, and my communication lab is required. It is not optional. It is absolutely required, and it is essential for your success in this course. In a traditional face-to-face class, a majority of the content is learned through my lectures. In online classes, the content is learned through the textbook and through my communication lab activities. So you must have access to this system. If you don't, you won't be able to have any of the information that you're going to need to complete the assignments for the class. And if you can't complete the assignments for the class, there's no way you can pass the class. So please, please make sure that you do not put off purchasing my communication lab access. That being said, you can purchase it in two different areas. You can purchase it from the eCollin College bookstore. If you have financial aid, you're more than welcome to purchase an access card from the bookstore. That access card comes with an access code that you'll need. Or you can also purchase it from Pearson directly, provided through the link in the syllabus. Either way is absolutely fine as long as you have access. So you'll gain an access code from either the bookstore or from Pearson. And then also you'll need the course ID, which I provided for you here on the class wall, which is right here. So those two codes are what you're going to need to access my communication lab. Once you have access to my communication lab, there's all kinds of resources in here for you to use. You can read the textbook. You can actually listen to the textbook. So if you're the type of person who is an auditory learner, you have to hear it in order to remember it, you can actually listen to the textbook instead of reading it for yourself. Media share is where you're going to post your videos for the class. You're required to do an informative speech video, and this is the location where that video will be uploaded. There'll also be a course ID for media share for you to use. If you click into the course calendar, you will see all of the different features of my communication lab. There's flashcards, there's my search lab, which can help you do research, again, for that informative speech. There are different tools to help you design and deliver your speeches. There are sample speeches, and there are also extra resources. Within these extra resources, you can create, there's a personality profile, there's the NCA, National Communication Association website, and so there are all kinds of resources that you will complete through my communication lab. That being said, all of the information in my communication lab is focused on, the purpose of it is for your better understanding of the course material. Everything in my communication lab is the learning side of the course. The grading side, the assignment side, all takes place in LoudCloud. So even though you might take some quizzes or create an outline or do work within my communication lab, those tasks are not graded. They are designed specifically to improve your understanding of the class concepts from the chapters so that you can use those class concepts in your work for the class. Taking the quizzes, completing the discussion forums, and completing especially the post-unit benchmarks. So now that you have a basic understanding of how this course will function, please don't hesitate to let me know if you have any questions. Also, please don't hesitate to let me know if you find any glitches. Although I'm very excited to have the opportunity to use this LoudCloud system, it's an exciting new system. It's something that's a little bit different than Blackboard, and the competency-based learning part of it and the self-paced nature of it is something that's unique that you probably aren't going to get in very many classes at eCollin. But like all new technology, sometimes there are unforeseen problems that pop up. And unless you communicate those things to me, there's nothing that I can do to fix them. If you run into a problem, your first step is to call the LoudCloud technical support number that I provided for you in the course outline. If that doesn't work, if the issue isn't resolved through that, then please send me an email and let me know. Anytime a student contacts the help desk from LoudCloud, I will receive a confirmation of that, so I'll know from LoudCloud what's going on. So please make sure you utilize that resource. I hope you have a wonderful semester. I'm truly excited about this semester and about this course. I'm looking forward to being your professor for the next 16 weeks, and I wish you the best of luck.